In 2021, we're stepping into our full selves. Not a part of ourselves, not the self we're settling for, the self we were made to be, our full self, okay? Let's get into this. Let's get into this, because I believe in you. You gotta believe in you too, girl. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chris, and here we talk about business, candle making, and how to boss up. And y'all know I wasn't gonna let 2021 creep on in here without y'all bossing up with me for this year. So this video is for all of my people that struggle with fear. I get so many comments from people talking to me about how afraid they are to just start their businesses. And in 2021, we bossing up. You know, we bossed up last year, but we're going to continue to boss up and build that confidence to allow us to take the first step. And so I wanted to just talk about some things. You know what I'm saying? Just talk about some things. Talk about fear. Talk about the first step. What is the first step? We're letting go of fear. We're letting go of doubt. We're letting go of all of those things that prevent us from moving into our higher self, moving into the person that we see ourselves becoming, you know, the baddie, you know what I'm saying, the boss babe, whatever you call her, but it's the best version of you that fear and doubt and lack of confidence are keeping you from becoming. How you take control of your life is by being confident in where you are now. And knowing that where you are now is not where you're going to be. But allowing yourself that confidence to realize, hey, you know, I'm where I'm at. And this is not it. This is not it. This is not the end all be all. But I'm moving in this space as if it's going to allow me to move into the spaces that I want to be. And so every person that I meet, every interaction that I have, every experience that I am having is only a stepping stone into becoming the person that I see myself becoming. There's no reason for me to be jealous. There's no reason for me to envy. There's no reason for me to side-eye this person because they have what I don't have. And it's okay to recognize if you do have those feelings, because if you never acknowledge them, you never realize that, hey, there are some underlying feelings that I have that I'm not dealing with. And those, I feel, can prevent you from becoming the best version of yourself. You're just going to be bitter. And we are not bitter in 2021. We are better, okay? We are better. Say it with me, y'all. Better. Like I said, we're bossing up in 2021, and we are becoming the best version of ourselves. And so in order to do that, one, we need to be accountable. We need to be accountable for our actions. We need to be accountable for our feelings, and we need to be accountable for the energy that we are putting out into the world. Okay? Because if we're not even accountable of the things that we're doing, and we're not even aware of the things that we're doing, how do we grow from that? You know, how do we better ourselves if we're not acknowledging what we need to better? So let's get better. So what I want you to do right now, get a pen, get a piece of paper, write down some things. What you're going to write down, your top 3 things that you want to better this year. What are the top 3 things that you want to work on? I want to work on forgiveness. I want to work on confidence. I want to work on consistency. You know, I'm going to hit all this part of the spectrum, because those are all things that I struggle with. You know, some days I wake up and I'm like, who are you? You ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And I truly do believe those things. And some days I'll wake up giving myself an applause because I'm that bitch. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on the day. But I just want to remind y'all that those thoughts and those feelings just don't leave people. Everyone has their moments. And so as we grow and as we're stepping into the best version of ourselves, we need to identify the things that we want to work on. You know? Because we're taking this first step. We're taking the first step this year. We're letting go of fear. We're letting go of doubt. We're letting go of all the things that are not allowing us to take the first step. So we're taking control of our lives again. That was the biggest thing. That was the biggest pivotal moment, is when I decided that I wasn't going to fall back into my norm, and I was going to break this cycle and do what made me happy. And my motto was, I'm going to follow joy. And by following joy, it led me to some beautiful people. It led me to some beautiful experiences. It led me to some beautiful, amazing, life-changing books. It led me just to newness. And it allowed me to renew myself, because I deprived myself of joy and I got caught up in life. I got caught up in, I gotta pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? I got caught up in, I need to make this money. I got caught up in all of the things that cloud us from the things that actually matter. I just want to emphasize, because I get so many comments about people being afraid to even start. And I just want to emphasize that fear never leaves. You just get tired of being afraid, and you just do it. You just get tired of being afraid. Like, you get tired of not taking control of your life because of this imaginary thing that you think is reality, like judgment, like what people think. That doesn't matter ultimately, because when you do take the first step and people do see your progress and people do see what you're doing is actually working, they're not gonna have anything to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna be hating on you. But you have to take the first step. Like, you just don't even know your potential. You don't even know what you'll learn about yourself by holding yourself back. And so I'm just not gonna let y'all hold yourself back no more. Pretty much. Like, we're moving forward. And in order to move forward, like, you just have to identify, like, what are you even afraid of? So after you write down the things that your top 3 things that you want to work on this year, write down what you're actually afraid of. Is that judgment? Is that allowing people to see your process? You know, with social media, we don't allow people to see the actual process. We don't allow people to see when we're down. And you don't have to show that, of course, but it promotes this false reality that people just get on. And that's actually not what happens. People just don't show when they're off. So we have to remind ourselves of this. Like, we have to remind ourselves that, like, yes, there's this false perception about the world and how people are actually being successful, but in reality, people might not actually be successful. They may just look successful. Or, like, you know, they just might take pictures that make them look like success and look like confidence, but we're working on the actual confidence, and we're working on the actual success right now by identifying the things that we're afraid of that won't allow us to even take the first step in achieving the things that we want. So, you know, you have the things that you want, the things that you're working on, and I want you guys to journal. Like, I really do. Like, I really want you to journal. And I did this on my other channel where I talked about how every year I write a letter to myself at the beginning of the year and date it for the last day of the new year. So December 31st of 2021, I write a letter to myself as a journal entry, as if I've already accomplished my goals for the new year. So that new Tesla that I want, you know, slight work, got that, you know, the $250,000 in my account, you know, the confidence, can't nobody tell me nothing, like, you know, those things. I journal it as if it's already been accomplished. It is my way of doing a vision board letter. So instead of cutting out pictures and writing things down and hanging it up on this poster and putting it somewhere that I have to look at every day, I create an actual letter to myself as if I've already obtained those things. And I think subconsciously every year when I've done that, I've just been able to live every day knowing what I'm aiming for. And it's just in my spirit. And it's like, I wrote this letter to myself, and it kind of puts it in the front of my mind, the things that I'm working towards. So when I'm writing down my goals, it's like, is this helping move me forward with my happiness, with my social life, with my relationship? Like, are these things that are actually moving me forward, or are these things that I feel like I need to do to just sustain, to just remain okay, to survive? And I don't want to survive no more. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to live. And taking the first step, you know, I think the most important things that we have to accomplish is getting down to the root of the fear and where it stems from, and understanding and truly believing that we can get past those things. And it wasn't until I really took my life in control and stopped allowing fear to rule me, I just realized all of the doors that truly opened up for me, and what life I realized that I was truly missing. And not even based on opportunities or anything material, but honestly just freedom. As simple as that sounds, I gave myself permission to be free in whatever aspect that is. And it may be different for you, but my word was freedom. And I'm such a creative person, and y'all might not know that about me, but you know, you girl just be creating. And it allowed me to really create whatever, and not feel like I had to be bound by something, or that I would be judged because I was creating all of these things. And ultimately, I got to a place where I just realized that I'm not creating things for other people. I'm actually creating things for myself. And then that was a whole other layer of freedom that I just never even acknowledged. Didn't even know. Didn't even know. Honestly, it just didn't even cross my mind. They're like, hey, like this is actually for me. Like, this actually has nothing to do with other people, but I've just been so accustomed to sharing my art with other people that it feels like it's for someone outside of myself. But honestly, in these last 6 months when I haven't been able to create, I realized how much my creativity is actually for my sanity. And like, honestly, it was just like, you know, but this has been a long journey that I've been going through as far as like letting go of fear. And it's not something that ever goes away. The voice just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And there's a quote that I love, and I will end with this. And basically, I'm gonna sum it up because I don't remember the exact quote, but it's basically like, the beast you feed is the beast that grows. So if you're constantly feeding fear and believing that it's true and that you can't do those things and it's gonna be hard, or you'll never be able to be successful at that, you keep feeding into that, that's the voice that's gonna be the loudest in your head. But once you really start combating that voice, like, I don't know about that, I'm gonna still try, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna see what finishing something feels like. And once you really start getting into your groove and finding your own rhythm, you'll experience those voices change, and you'll amplify the voice that is full of positivity, that is full of reassurance, and that is full of reminding you that you can truly do whatever you put your mind to. So I hope this video helps you. If you want to have a conversation, leave a comment or two. You know what I'm saying? I'm always down for a conversation. But I hope this helps, and I will see you guys in the next video. And we're bossing up in 2021. And you heard me here, because we bossing up. We are bossing up. You told me I could trust you.